Been any really great meetings lately? My name is Greg Story. I'm the president of Dale Carnegie Training here in Japan. Meetings, meetings, meetings. My God, we have so many meetings in our professional careers. And it seems sometimes you're just wandering from one meeting to the next. But what's the quality of those meetings? Thinking that we spend so much time on meetings, are we getting the maximum output from those meetings? Are we doing the meetings in the most effective way? Now, often we're not. And this is because we're just going to the meeting, and the meetings aren't well planned, they aren't well controlled, they aren't well facilitated, the outcomes are not captured, the discipline of one meeting falling into the next and making sure things are progressing along, sometimes not there. So wouldn't it be great if we could go to meetings that were well planned, well executed, and actually had follow-up and outcomes from those meetings, so that we actually know this meeting made a difference, it actually meant something, it actually took us along the track to get forward in the company, forward in the business. Well, there's techniques to that. And obviously, there are methodologies that are not unknown. Of course they're known. They're just not used. So let's refresh our minds about how to hold a proper meeting. Now, in a meeting, there are many different types of people in the meeting. There's a pacing to the meeting. There's a pre-meeting, during the meeting, after the meeting, sections we have to deal with. There's also the meeting leader's role. How to make sure that everybody gets really involved in it. Because if you think about it, for a lot of meetings, it's probably 70% of the people are actually not saying a great deal. They're just hoping this meeting is going to end soon, so they're going to do something else. And 30% are engaged and they're dominating the meeting. So how do we have meetings in a way that everyone gets involved? This is the facilitator's skill. Now, if you're not a good facilitator, then you won't know what to do. You'll just be opening the meeting, sort of runs and closes and nothing much happens. Wouldn't it be great if you knew how to actually facilitate that meeting so that we have questions, drawing out people's ideas, we get people engaged, we sort of control the people who are a bit too dominant, let other people have their say. We start to make sure that ideas are taken further and deeper and deeper and deeper, so the quality of the ideas gets better and better and better. These sorts of things, they're a skill set that you can learn, but you've got to know what you're doing. And this is something that most people are never trained. You become a leader, but no one ever says, hey, this is how you run a meeting, this is how you facilitate, this is how you get people engaged, this is how you make sure that the conversation balance is controlled, this is how you dig deeper with questions. All of those critical skills are generally not taught. And so you just sort of learn from what others who your boss did. And your bosses weren't trained either. So we sort of have constant ineptitude flowing generation to generation, rather than having people who are really skillful in getting the best out of meetings. Meetings are not going away anytime soon. So wouldn't it be great if we could get better quality meetings, more productive meetings, higher outputs, better quality outcomes, and make sure that we actually are spending the time in a more valuable way? Because we often hear this, if you add up all the salary, hourly points of everybody in that meeting and put it together as a number, that per hour cost is pretty big. Well, it's not only the cost in salaries, it's also the opportunity cost, because if they're not at that meeting, they could be doing something else, maybe which is much more productive. So we've got a high cost of salary, but let's also think about what we're losing by not getting the most out of that meeting time. So what can we do? How can we actually learn how to have effective meetings and learn how to really run those meetings and facilitate those meetings properly? Well, there's a one-day program exactly on that, how to become more skillful in facilitation and how to really look at how you run your meetings. So for one day, you can come and look at all these things, and this will really help you to learn how to become much more effective, because you're spending the time on meetings anyway. Why not get the most out of them? Why not learn the techniques, get the expertise, and really take the whole organization forward?